Well, there's no question that we are at an all-time low point in Sino-US relations. I think you have to go all the way back to 1979 when the United States normalized relations with the People's Republic of China to see things, this stark. I think what this does is it symbolizes a much broader sort of systemic rivalry and issues that are now coming into play. I think we're going to see, although this was a measured response, I think from the Chinese side, it's measured because I think we're seeing the buildup of a real backlash that's going to be felt by Chinese companies around the world. I mean, we're already seeing Huawei, but I think the sort of the digital platform companies, as they look to expand out of China now, are really going to face strong headwinds because of this systemic rivalry that is really deteriorating quickly.
Alex, what is the foreign policy strategy from the United States here, and how should it engage with China? On the one hand, we see the United States continually berating China, but it also expects from China fair and reciprocal trade.
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen so far has been fairly short-term, reactive, what I call negative reciprocity on the part of the United States in terms of the weaponization of supply chains, reacting to China's state-centric economic system. We are not really seeing a well-articulated or coherent, even mid to long-term strategy regarding China. I think what we're seeing evolving, though, is I think we're going to see strategic decoupling for sure continuing. I think we'll see strategic reshoring, in the tech sector particularly. And I think sort of long term, we're going to have this bifurcated system of trade with China, where anything strategic that needs to move will move and decouple, and then the other stuff will sort of continue on uncertain terms. But there absolutely is no defined mid to long term strategy for China, and we desperately need that, I think, in the West.
What do you think comes next with respect to this escalation? Do we see the US retaliate again?
I think in an election cycle, yes. China is high on the list, not only in the Trump campaign, but certainly in the Biden campaign. Biden, of course, the Democratic candidate, has already called for a $700 billion spending package, $300 billion for U.S. technology, R&D, sort of a techno-nationalist kind of funding effort. But the rest of it is to reshore, is to get manufacturing back to the United States. So, even in a Biden administration, we're going to see a continuation of, I think, this decoupling and this reshoring.
That's interesting. That was going to bring me to my next question come November. And if we do see a change in administration, we're not necessarily going to then see a change in trajectory when it comes to the relationship between the United States and China.
Absolutely. I mean, we'll see a change in tone, no question. So I think we'll see greater efforts at traditional diplomacy. I think certainly the U.S. State Department, which has been utterly gutted under the present administration, there are vacancies still in critical positions throughout Southeast Asia. Those will be filled. I think the tone, the tweeting, that will go away. But the general trajectory of U.S. and China is not going to change.